Welcome back, my fellow steam lovers. It is I, Jeremy Asher. You can also call me 587 because, like Caleb. Yeah, you put me on MUR. Anyways, let's get into today's video. Today's video is top 10 excursion sites that I want to see when it's daytime. LOL. Number 10. Grand Canyon Railway, No. 4960. This 282-line Mikado locomotive was built in the 1940s. Number 4960. It was originally owned by the Chicago, Burlington, and Quincy to pull fast passenger trains. It ended up pulling a circus train that year. And apparently, it was bought by the former Grand Canyon Railway, and it still runs trips today. But the Grand Canyon Railway might be coming to an end when it's actually going to. I'm not sure if it can come to an end or not, but it also double heads with Grand Canyon Railway number 29. Number 9. Chicago, Burlington, and Quincy. No. Not that one. Nickel Plate Road, 765. 765 was built in 1944 by the Lima Locomotive Works as a fast freight engine for pulling long trains full of boxcars. The locomotive was retired in 1958 for some reason and was put on display in Lawton Park in Los Angeles, downtown California. It was bought by the Fort Wayne Historical Society and moved. In the 1970s, it was back in service and has been running ever since. But it was renumbered to 767 for no reason, but it derailed while being moved, and the Fort Wayne Historical Society had to get it off the ground. They got it re-railed, and apparently it has been running ever since. Number 8. Southern Railroad 630 and 4501. Now, I don't know the history of 630, so I'm just gonna go with 4501's history. 4501 was built in 1911 and ran by the Baldwin Locomotive Works as a really big locomotive for the Southern. The locomotive officially was used to pull trains, but eventually troubles were started to be ahead. The locomotive was eventually sold to the Southern and has been running ever since. 630, on the other hand, is the same size as Southern as 4501, but the difference is that 4501 is a 4-number locomotive and 630 is you guessed it, a 3-number locomotive. The other difference is that their whistles sound different. 4501's whistle is a little chime. It's a big chime whistle. It sounds like this. While 630's whistle sounds like a chime. It sounds like this. Yeah, really. And after that, at 4501 and 630 double head with each other today on the Southern Railway, and has been running ever since. Number 7. Paramarquette number 1225. 1225 ended up being built in 1941 Anyways, the locomotive was used to pull passenger trains until being retired in the 1950s. The locomotive was retired after that, but apparently it had no idea. But apparently the locomotive was restored into operating condition and has been running ever since as part of our It was used in the film Polar Express and had the same number. It was just owned by Polar Express and has been running ever since. Number 6. Cloud River Railroad number 25. This giant six-wheeled locomotive was built in the 19th century for the Cloud River. It pulled trains until that day. Apparently, it made in 1986. It made an appearance on the film Stand By Me, and when it chased some boys down on a long bridge. After one of the boys dropped a cone. And you know what that means? Number 5. Union Pacific 4014 and 844. 844 ended up being built by Alco Locomotive Works instead of 4414 ended up being built by Alco, along with the other steam locomotives, which are big boys in 1941. Their task was to push and pull trains for Pearl Harbor until the war ended in 1945. They ran until 1959, where they were retired. One of them, 2014, was placed on display in California for a very long time. But on May 9th, 2019, it was restored into operating condition and has been running ever since. 844 was built by the same company, Alco. Alco built the most famous locomotive ever. 844 never retired. It was renumbered to 84 or 44 in the 1960s, however, but renumbered to 844. I guess these engines had makeovers, and 844 has been running behind a tender and 4014 ever since. Now, you guys think that 844 was retired when you see it behind that tender? Well, actually, no. It's still in service today. Anyways, guys, that's my first 6 locomotives. I'll see you next time in part 2, where I will capture my last 4 locomotives. Bye, everybody!